Okay, folks, here we are. All right, let's look at limit as h goes 0 of h plus 9 minus 3 over h. So this is what we started talking about yesterday. We want to finish this up. But we looked at this problem. Remember, when you plug in 0, what's 0 plus 9?
9.
Square root? Minus 3?
0.
Divided by 0? Okay, and again, that big question of 0 divided by 0, we don't know for sure what it is. In mathematics, the technical term is this: indeterminate value. Indeterminate. We have not yet determined it. That's what it is. And so we said in order to figure this out, you're going to multiply by what? The conjugate. So we multiplied by the square root of h plus 9 plus 3 over square root of h plus 9 plus 3. Now, does that look somewhat familiar from a problem you did last year? A little bit, yeah. Some of the things we did last year. Remember last year we did those things where like the h's would divide off? Yeah, that was totally to prepare you for these type of moments. And so hopefully this should make sense here. Let's multiply that out. I get the limit as h goes to 0 of square root of h plus 9 times square root of h plus 9 is h plus 9. And then I have negative 3 times positive 3. Negative 9, because the middles cancel. Look at the denominator. That's where you got to be a little bit careful. It's h times the quantity. Okay? So the bottom looks ugly, but just leave it alone. Square root of h plus 9 plus 3. Ugly. Play so anyway. Okay. Yeah, I know. Oh, I said ugly. Looks kind of ugly in the denominator. Yeah, very good. So those go away. So then I got the limit as h goes to 0 of h over h times that quantity, h plus 9 plus 3. Now what happens? H's cancel. Can I plug in the 0 now? What's in the top? 1. So I've got 1 in the top, and then in the bottom, I plug in 0. 0 plus 9? Square root? Plus 3? 6. The limit's 1/6. Take out your calculator. If you missed the Link Crew meeting, hopefully we see you tomorrow morning. Seven 7:45.
Oh gosh, I need to get my little brother to school. Me too. I have to go to
To be clear, if there are, say, like 8 of you that couldn't make it and say next, I don't know, next like Tuesday after school would work for you, I'm more than willing to try to do something there. I just had to throw it 2 times to get us going. Okay, if I go into y equals, I just want to show you how this works out. It's kind of nice. I'm going to type this in. I'm going to type in the square root of h plus 9 or x plus 9. And then I'm going to subtract 3, and that's the top. So I'm going to take all that and divide it by x. Okay? We good? Okay, watch when I zoom standard. Look at that. As h approaches 0, what's the height approaching? Is it tough to tell? Yeah, but watch if I adjust my window. It says it's going to 1/6. If I take my window and I put the y min at, say, -1 and the y max at +1, let's see. Does it look like that might be a value of about 1/6? Yeah, in fact, if you check the table and we approach 0, somebody help me approach 0. 0.1. 0.01. Don't start so small right away. Gradually get there. Okay. 0.0001. Okay. Does it look like that's a value of about 1/6? So could you confirm your answers by using your calculator? Yes. The excellent mathematicians always know how to check their answers. There's an opportunity for you. Now, there are times on the test where I say, show your results algebraically, and people only do it on their calculator. I can't give you points for that. So I don't mind if you do all that work and then check on your calculator to see if it's right. You get my idea? But when people just take this and they write 1/6, don't be surprised when I give you 0 out of 3 points. I will say confirm algebraically. Get my point? Now, suppose I give you a different problem And I say the limit as x goes to 0 of 2x minus 3 over x minus 1. Okay? If I gave you that problem, I would not say, goes to your question yesterday, I would not say confirm that algebraically. Because is there any way to get the, I'm sorry, not x goes to 0, x goes to 1. Okay? Is there any way to get the x minus 1 to go away? No, in fact, if you plug in 1, look at what you get. You get 2 times 1 is minus 3 over 0. So you're not getting 0 over 0, are you? And there's really not a way to confirm this other than to look at your graphing technology. So if I take my graphing technology and I type in we need a parenthesis, 2x minus 3, and on the bottom we have x minus 1. And if I look at a Zoom standard graph, let's see, as I approach 1 from the left, what is it going towards? Infinity. As I approach 1 from the right, what's it going towards? So therefore the limit does not exist. Now, be very careful. Some of you might say, oh, if it's divided by 0, then it automatically does not exist. False. Watch how I can change this very quickly. I go into y equals. I'm going to take that x minus 1. I'm going to put an x minus 1 squared on it. And now I'm going to look at the graph. What happens as I go to the left? And from the right? So the limit is negative infinity. Get my point? So you can't just say because it's divided by 0, it will automatically be does not exist. Might be, but it might also be infinity or negative infinity. You got to check it out. Last one, okay? And then you have the rest of the hour to work. We're not going to confirm that algebraically. We are, in fact, going to look at our calculator. I go to y equals, and I got to type that in. Sometimes people struggle to type that in. Absolute value of x plus 5. Where do you grab absolute value? Anybody? I like to go second catalog. ABS pops up right away. It's right on the 0. Yep, absolute value. X plus 5. And then I divide that by parentheses, the quantity x plus 5. First of all, you need to be in a y equals. You're not y equals. Second of all, if you have the absolute value symbol, then you don't need parentheses. It uses the absolute value as parentheses. Okay, now I'm going to zoom standard and look at the graph that I get. This is kind of interesting. As I approach negative 5 from the left, what's the height? Negative 1. As I approach negative 1 or negative 5 from the right, what's the height? 1. So it's negative 1 from the left, it's positive 1 from the right, so the limit does not exist. So as you look at this graphical representation, you can see that the graph actually looks like that. Okay? It's a height of 1 there, it's a height of negative 1 there. As we approach that value of negative 5, they are different, so therefore the limit does not exist. You've really had a full introduction to the idea of limits overall. You really have. And so you are ready now to look at any of your worksheets and begin that practice. I think I have answer keys posted for everything, don't I? Okay, so I'm going to come around and help you the remainder of the hour. Make sure you're using your time wisely. Be productive. Be productive.